Hello fellow makers and welcome to Hypermakes. Remember back in year 2021 when I introduced you to KlipperWrt, the custom firmware which gave the creality Wi-Fi box a second chance. As some of you may know that the project has gone stale due to dependency depreciation and the original author being busy with the higher studies. Since then, the project has changed hands and now it is being led by a new amazing developer going by the name Shivajiva. So buckle up because it's time for a major update. As the original repository is no longer maintained, you will have to download the firmware from the new repository. It is forked from the original repository created by Jonah. Check the links in the description for more details. Now coming to the shortcomings of this project, first it is only compatible with printer mainboards that come with a USB to serial communication chip. Printer mainboards which use native USB communication require a K mod which is not supported by the platform that the creality Wi-Fi box uses. Second, you will not be able to do high-speed printing on this device as its CPU and RAM are too weak to process the G-code so quickly. Third, webcam setups may or may not work on this device due to low processing power of the CPU, and at last, the firmware needs to be updated once in a while due to the depreciation of the dependencies. To start the installation process, first you have to download the latest firmware binary file from the repository. You will need a USB flash drive for the flashing process. Any type will work, but one with an LED indicator helps to know if it's flashing the firmware or not. After downloading the firmware file, rename it to root_u image by following the steps under the recovering/unbreaking OpenWrt section. Make sure there is no other existing file on the USB flash drive and paste the firmware file inside it. Safely remove the USB flash drive to avoid any file corruption. If you are a new user, your creality Wi-Fi box should look like this when it's on. As you can see, almost all the LEDs are lit up except the Ethernet status LED. Now, bring your USB flash drive and put it inside the USB port named USB 1. Any of them will work, but using the first one makes the process more error-free. Now to flash the Wi-Fi box with the new firmware, press and hold the reset button first and then turn on your Wi-Fi box. I am using a blunt toothpick to help in the process. Once the green LED turns on, let go of the reset button. As you can see, the LED on the USB flash drive is blinking rapidly, showing that the firmware is being read by the bootloader and is flashing the new firmware. The flashing process takes around 5 minutes and another 5 minutes for OpenWRT to boot up for the first time. After both the green and yellow LED become stable, you can remove the USB flash drive from the device. Now, when you open your Wi-Fi list on your PC, you will see an access point named OpenWRT. Connect to it and go to Lucy interface by typing 192.168.1.1:81 on your web browser. The default username is root and there is no password set at first, so you can simply join by clicking login. Now, go to Interfaces under the Network tab and change the subnet of the Wi-Fi box. This is done to prevent the clashing of the subnet of your home network with the Wi-Fi box. You can skip this if you want. Click on the drop-down button near the Save and Apply button and select Apply Unchecked. Disconnect from the Wi-Fi box and reconnect again with the new IP address. This time, go to Wireless under the Network tab and scan for your home network Wi-Fi. As you can see, Windows keep disconnecting from the Wi-Fi box as there is no internet. So we have to reconnect here again. Click on Join Network beside your home network and enter the password. Be sure to click the Log to BSSID option and create a firewall zone named WWAN. After saving, you will be presented with another menu. Just make sure the mode is selected to client. Now if you go back to interfaces, you will see the Wi-Fi box is connected to your home network as a DHCP client. There, you can check the IP address of the box that has been assigned by your home network. In order to access the Wi-Fi box in your home network, you will have to set some firewall rules. so go to Firewall under the Network tab and scroll down to the bottom. Here, for WWAN zone, set all parameters to accept and check the masquerading option. You can always check the unsaved changes using this button. Finally, click on Save and Apply button. Take a note of the IP address of the Wi-Fi box and connect to your home network. Check if it's connected to your network using an IP scanner and type that IP address in your web browser. Log in again and go to the terminal under Services tab. Now after this, you will have two options to install Klipper on your Wi-Fi box using scripts. One using Wi-Fi and another using Ethernet. As you saw, sometimes Windows automatically disconnects from networks with no internet. It may break the installation procedure accidentally. So it is recommended to use Ethernet for installation, but anyways I will show both of them. To access the terminal using Wi-Fi, go to the Config tab and change the interface to WWAN. To access the terminal using Ethernet, there is a series of steps, so just follow along. First, connect to your Wi-Fi box directly and disable Wi-Fi connection to your home network to ensure you are using the Ethernet. Then change the protocol of BR-LAN from static IP address to DHCP. Click on Apply Unchecked and disconnect from your Wi-Fi box. You will need an Ethernet cable like this to connect it to your home router. Connect the Wi-Fi box to your home router. The blue LED should light up and start blinking, showing it is connected. Now use the IP scanner to find out the IP address assigned to it by your home router. Now go to Lucy interface and open the terminal. This section is unchanged and is similar to last video. The scripts are self-explanatory, so just follow along. Just make sure you don't type or press any key once you have started the scripts, or else it will lead to broken installation. Before inserting the microSD card, be sure to back up any important files that are present on that. If you were using the Ethernet method, you will have to re-enable Wi-Fi and switch back to static address protocol for BRLAN. Apply unchecked and disconnect after all is done. Connect to your home network and check if the Wi-Fi box is connected to your home network for one last time. Now check if the hostname is working properly and lets us access our desired web interface. As you can see, we can access the fluid interface, and now you can proceed normally for setting up the printer.cfg for your 3D printer. You can also access the Lucy interface on port 81 using the host name. So there you have it. Hopefully this tutorial is detailed enough to help you install Klipper on your creality Wi-Fi box. Still, if you have any queries, join the Discord server linked in the description. If you want to see more content like this, smash that like button and please consider subscribing. See you guys in the next one.